Welcome to Hollywood Talks. I am your host, Belle Hernandez Castillo. I'm so excited today because I get to interview a friend, but not just a friend, a wonderful producer, writer who back 25 years ago wrote this drama. It was called Resurrection Boulevard, and it aired on Showtime for 3 seasons.
Dennis Leone, let's just start with him as a person. He's just a good guy.
Well, all he ever wanted to be was a stuntman. And he went a lot further than that. He's the one who had the huevos to do Resurrection Boulevard.
25 years ago, he produced a show called Resurrection Boulevard. It was a show that was so relevant then and still is. It had an amazing cast. It broke a lot of records. One of them being that it was one of the first dramas that introduced a full-fledged familia that was not your stereotypical stories that you saw back then.
Showtime presents the movie premiere of a powerful new original series. There's a place on the streets of LA, born of dreams, desperation, and desire.
Every man in this family since your great-grandfather has taken his turn at boxing.
You fight to succeed.
I left school. I'm gonna box.
And it is so exciting. They're celebrating 25 years since they premiered. And this is a big occasion. And it's going to happen October 19th in Tucson, Arizona. And 25 years celebrating the release of Resurrection Boulevard. We're going to get to know about the show if you haven't seen it. And for you who have seen it, you're going to get to see and go back into time to when those wonderful stories were being shot. We're going to find out how they were shot, how this cast came together, and most importantly, about the reunion that happens October 19th in Tucson, Arizona. And I have Dennis Leone, the producer, executive producer, and writer of the show with us today. Welcome, Dennis Leone, to Hollywood Talks.
Hi, Belle. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to learn all about the reunion and the casting. I really want to hear about the casting. So where did this idea come from for Resurrection Boulevard?
It was actually my wife, Debbie, who was at ABC at the time. She had looked at all the other possibilities of shows for Latino dramas and things like that, because she was the head of drama at ABC. And she said that she encouraged me to write in my own voice, because up until that point, I had never written a Latino character. I had written, 13th century England and doctors and lawyers and just about everything else, but never a Latino character. And so I wrote this script called La Reforma, which is sort of my wonder years growing up in Tucson, Arizona. And when Jerry Offsay, who I met, he was at ABCP. I was doing a show called McKenna for ABC, and I met Jerry, and then later on he became the president of Showtime, and he said he wanted to do a Latino family drama, and he didn't. I tease him, and I say, "You only hired me because you didn't know any other Mexican writers," and which is probably true, but he did end up reading La Reforma. But it was too soft, really, for Showtime. It was a sweet story, and it just wasn't right. So he said, "Go back and rethink this thing." And I was watching a boxing match on Showtime, and it sort of just clicked in to let's put the boxing with the family. And I created the show, and I took it back to them, and they thought it was wonderful because it tied into everything that they were doing.
Let's go down the characters, because you had a lawyer, a boxer. Tell us the different professions that were represented in the story.
We'd never been portrayed as people as doctors and lawyers and judges and all the other things that Latinos are. And so I wanted to try to break some of the stereotypes, but I also wanted to do a working class family. And so Ruth Livier, who plays Yolanda, she is an aspiring attorney. She wants to go to law school. And Nicholas Gonzalez, who plays Alex, wants to be a doctor. And so he's
Right.
enrolled in UCLA. And so it all plays into the story because Alex ends up quitting school to be a boxer. And to me, Michael De Lorenzo, who plays Carlos, who is the boxer in the family, to me, it was like, who is more of an up-and-comer than a professional fighter? I mean, you're upwardly mobile. Those guys are going to, if you're successful, they're going to make millions and millions of dollars. So, I tried to spread it out. So we had all kinds of different characters. Of course, Elizabeth Pena goes after Tony Plana and see.
I left school. I'm gonna box.
He's giving up his dream. He's doing it for you.
Because Alex quits school and decides to box. But that's really the genesis of it all. And
So you had Nicholas Gonzalez, who was planning to be a doctor and was on his way. Then he turns to boxing. You have Michael De Lorenzo, who was the boxer of the family, correct?
right.
And then tell me about Mauricio Mendoza.
Well, Mauricio plays the oldest brother, and he ends up becoming the promoter and going into sort of the business side of boxing. And, it's an up and down situation for him, but he ends up, I think, becoming quite successful at what he does. And if we'd gone on, of course, he would have become very successful because Carlos becomes the world champion. But they start close to the bottom and then they work their way up.
The storylines were really, really wonderful. And there was a lot of family dynamics that really played out. And I think that's what made the show really great. I love that you had some strong women in there. I mean, of course, Elizabeth Pena's character and also Ruth, who played the attorney.
Carlos isn't home yet. You think he's okay?
You sound like Mom.
God. Can't believe it's been like almost a year.
I can't believe she left us with 5 men who can't even boil water.
What do you miss about doing the show? You did it for 3 seasons and then it was canceled, but people were already hooked and they wanted it, but it didn't go on. What do you miss? What did you miss right away and what do you miss now about the show?
Well, I missed the opportunity to do so many other things with the characters. We did three seasons, which is the longest running drama, I think, in the history of television for Latino dramas. And so it's hard to be angry about it, but I do wish we had gone on and on and on. There were, we had problems with Nielsen at the time, and Latinos were not being measured the way that the other audience was measured. So I don't think that we quite got the numbers that we had hoped for in the Latino community. But, that's all just part of the system. We knew that what was going on, and we just tried to do the best we could.
A lot of the actors went on from there to do even more stuff. You gave them an opportunity to shine, and their work was recognized, and one of them being Nicholas, but also Marisol and all the other actors. And so that's something that you should be very proud of. And thank you for giving your audiences that. But I wanted to talk to you about the reunion. This is an amazing idea. And tell us about the reunion and tell us who of the characters are going to be there. Again, it's in Tucson because you are from Tucson. So it's going to be at the Fox Theater. But tell us who's going to be coming to the reunion.
Well, Tony Plana will be there, and Mauricio Mendoza. Let me see if I can remember everybody. Michael De Lorenzo will be there. Daniel Zacapa will be there. Ruth Olivier will be there. Isai Morales is actually shooting a movie in Nogales will be shooting in Nogales in October. So we're hoping that he can get out of his schedule and take the day off and come up and be with us. Nestor Carbonell, another actor that we didn't actually start, but he's directing in New York. So, there are actors that we're going to lose. But Rudy Ramos, who started his career at High Chaparral,
yes,
there in Tucson, Rudy will be there. He was on Resurrection. And Jacqueline Pinol, who played Mauricio's wife, is coming to Tucson. And Paul Rodriguez.
So many actors went on the show in the 3 seasons that you have. So some of of course, the main characters will be there. The main cast will be there. But some of the guest characters, which you just named, Nestor and all of the other names that you gave. So what else is planned? Because I know you're planning to do a screening of the first episode, the premiere episode.
Yeah. And then I believe that Elephant Scout, the producers, are putting together clip reels of season 2 and season 3. And also we're going to have a tribute to Elizabeth Pena, who we lost, and Lupe Antiveros also was on the show, but is no longer with us. Luis Avalos, who is a wonderful, and actually won an Alma for his portrayal on the show of Father Reyes, and then Nancy Malone, who directed 6 episodes, and we're also going to have after that we're going to have a Q&A with the main cast and myself, moderated by Dan Guerrero, who is also from Tucson.
So tell me, whose idea was this to do a 25th anniversary? I think it's an amazing idea. So who was it?
Well, I don't know if I should take credit. I mean, it was probably me, but I think it was a little crazy and a little ambitious to go to Tucson, because everybody has to travel to Tucson. And I'm actually amazed that so many people are traveling from here to Tucson. And, but, the Fox Tucson Theater is very special to me, because that's where I saw my first feature film back in 1959, when I think I was 6 years old or something. And my dad actually used to go there in 1933, 31, when it was first built. So the Fox is special to me. And,
but that's where you started your career. I mean, you grew up in Tucson, and you worked in Tucson a lot before you left to do so much wonderful work on television and film. So of course it's kind of fitting that you go back to Tucson to celebrate. And yes, the fact that so many of the actors are traveling there just goes to prove how important this TV series was to them.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. And I'm so excited to go home. They say you can't go home again, but we'll see how it all is. And I'm excited everybody's coming. And even if nobody shows up, I'm going to have a great time, because I'm going to be with my family, the family that I'll be with my real family, but also the family that I created on television. And the truth is, I didn't really expect this to happen when I first created the show. I didn't think that my on-screen family would be so close to me and really become so important to me, because they really are. And I just want to go back to say one thing. You know, I get a lot of credit for being the guy that created the show. And yes, I wrote it. I did all these things. But the man who's really responsible for all of this is a man called Jerry Offsay. And he's not even a Latino. He
Mhm.
was the president of Showtime that I met years ago. And he was the one that pulled the trigger, gave me the pilot. The pilot did very well. And, you know, he allowed me to hire all over 500 actors, Latino actors. And one of the things I'm most proud of is the fact that the show single-handedly put 4 new Latino directors in the Directors Guild, and that was very important. Myself, Michael De Lorenzo, Tony Plana, and Elizabeth Pena. We all directed episodes and became directors, and you know that's important to me. Not
You
just the
did
actor, because
right.
I actually started as an actor in Tucson,
Oh,
uh,
really?
at,
Yeah.
at old Tucson back in the day. I was an actor and a stuntman, and I got little parts and things. And you know, obviously from here talking to me on this, I'm not that great an actor, but um, I did enjoy those times, and that's how the bug bit me to get into the business. And then when I moved to Hawaii and worked on 5 for a couple of years, then I really got more into it, and that's when I wrote my first screenplay and decided to be a writer instead of an actor.
Well,
And
I am so looking forward to the reunion. I know there's going to be a lot of video out there. Follow everyone on social media so you could catch it if you're not able to go to Tucson. But are there still tickets, Dennis?
oh, absolutely, you just go to the Fox website. There are tickets, regular tickets. They're not that expensive. They're just 20 some, a little over $20 for the event, and you can come down and spend the day with us. There are VIP tickets, which will allow you into the party afterwards, which has music and food, and
Mariachi.
you'll get to mingle with the cast, which is should be a lot of fun for most people. We have a lot of fans. I actually got a letter from a fan in San Francisco, and he's flying down just
Wow.
to, just for the reunion. So,
Well, that's
and
how important the
I
show
didn't even
was.
know this guy.
Yeah, that's how important the show was. People still love it. Which brings me to a question. So many shows are now streaming on platforms, older shows that were really popular, like yours. When is Resurrection Boulevard going to get that streaming opportunity?
Well, I don't know if you ever will. Paramount, which owns us, has never uh, been able to put us on. They tell me that the music is too expensive. We did Resurrection Boulevard before there were streaming deals put together. So now, if we had to go back and make music deals for all that, they feel it would be too expensive. The thing that I did for the first season, though, to put it on DVD, is that, and sadly, I had to pull out people like Carlos Santana and Tom Petty and
Mm.
BB King and Al Green, and I mean, I changed some of the music so that we could even get the DVD.
Wow.
But and I would do the same thing for the series, but they haven't come to me and allowed me to do that because obviously I think we'd be perfect for Paramount Plus.
You
And
would be perfect. Everyone I've seen on social media, everyone is asking, when can we see it on a streaming platform? So
yeah,
that's Paramount. If you're listening, the audience wants it, if that makes any difference. We need it. But this is amazing that you're doing a 25th anniversary. It's gonna bring a whole new set of fans to the show if they go watch that first episode. So again, it's October 19th in Tucson, Arizona, the Fox Theater.
yes,
And you
and
can go to the Fox Theater in Tucson to buy tickets, but you
yes,
can also follow Elephant Scout, at Elephant Scout. He's got all the information. They're producing the reunion, correct?
Yes, yes.
So he has all the information there about who's going to be there, where to get the tickets, and you're going to see some amazing clips of the episodes that are going to really show you how wonderful the show is. And hopefully
Yeah,
you can.
most people haven't seen some of these clips from the original series from season 2 and season 3 since 25 years ago. And that'll be amazing to see some of these things, and the tributes to the people that we lost. And it's we're gonna have a party, so come on down.
Yeah, I wish I could go. I'm still working on it, but we'll
Is there a
definitely.
chance you'll come?
Maybe, but definitely someone's going to go on our behalf and cover, because you can't miss this opportunity. It's just a once in a lifetime. And I wish more shows would do this. There's so many shows that need to be, brought back, and people need to see, because they were so important, like Resurrection Boulevard is. So thank you so much for coming and sharing a little bit of Resurrection Boulevard and inviting everyone to come and see and celebrate with you the 25th anniversary.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I wish that everybody could see the show, because not because it's mine, but because it was very important to the Latino community. And but I do want to stress that the show isn't just for Latinos; it's for everybody. It's a family show. It's all about a family, and it just shows how Latinos are just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Moctezuma Esparza called us the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I try to portray everybody. It's just people, and
Exactly.
we all are good, and we all are bad, and we make mistakes, and we do whatever. But
That's right.
yeah, come on down.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I will make sure I tell everyone in Tucson, but everyone out there, please go check it out.
Thank you, Bill, for having me. I've enjoyed myself.